Okay, well, look, we've we've had this we've had this conversation before. Just because you're pretty, just because you're well bred, just because you're special, doesn't give you the right to think that you can speak ex cathedra with all of the authority of, say, somebody who's a big wig. Oh, you think that? Oh, God called you. Well, God. The reality is that God calls whoever God chooses, not because we're pretty, not because we're of a particular rank or a particular class, although we like to think that. Kings and queens and royalty throughout history, and people who are well off, have always felt that God has specially blessed them with the right to speak on God's behalf. The ability to speak on God's behalf is a gift from God, and it may go to this pretty creature, or it may go to, mm, God chooses who he will to be his prophets. To be a prophet is one who speaks for God. It may be that he's speaking for God in the present, talking about the particular circumstance, as when Nathan, the prophet, speaks to King David and he admonishes him for his adulterous and unfaithful and disrespectful behavior, his dishonorable behavior. So he may speak within a particular circumstance, or he may speak in advance of something that may happen, as in Daniel, who foresees the end, or Isaiah, who sees the glory of Christ in the resurrection. So a person who speaks for God speaks within the present, possibly, or perhaps in the future, but it's up to what God reveals. We think because of our beautiful bearing that we have a right to speak for God. But God sometimes chooses who he will, even people as homely looking as Yoda. Although I think he's kind of attractive myself. To be a prophet, and we're going to explore the prophets, is a gift from God, and is one who speaks for God and with the authority of God. And we're going to look at those prophets now, the minor prophets and then the major prophets as we go on. God bless and take care.